but Inside admits it here. He encouraged Kayla to lead on EDP and keep talking to him, which, in other words, means he told this victim to continue messaging the most infamous creep, but Kayla claims that JiDion and Inside and whoever else was involved advised her against going to the police because they wanted their content to be better.
Bro, if that's true, that is horrible.
Single-handedly ruined any arrest. Amazing.
Thank you for the 2. And if this is true about them discouraging going to the police and stuff like that, that's so much worse. I'm gonna look into that after stream. That's really interesting. I wonder if that guy would be willing to talk to us. So it was really, really cool to get linked in a Turkey Tom video. I've spoken to Tom a little bit before, just for we are by no means in contact or friends or anything like that.
Address the spindling allegations.
Address the spindling allegations? I can't. He needs a lawyer present, unfortunately. Thank you for the 2. But yeah, I've spoken to Tom, ironically enough, about the Mama Max thing because his researcher got a detail wrong, and I drew his attention to it. He corrected it very quickly. It was good. It was fine. But other than that, he watched my Pomnigate video way back when he was still doing live streams as Tom Dark. And so it's really cool to see that making its way into the main channel. Never really thought that would happen, to be honest. So it's really cool to see. And I think it'll be fun to watch this. So let's get into it. And by the way, there was no I'm sure you guys know how this kind of stuff works, but there was no prior communication from Tom. Tom never reached out to me or anything like that. It just kind of happened. Actually, the way that I found out that this video got mentioned is other people messaged me about it. So yeah, I haven't talked to Tom in at least 2 years. And the only time we did, it was super brief, very just back and forth and then done kind of conversation. I had no idea that this was going to happen, so it was kind of cool.
Remove yourself from the front.
Okay. So JiDion is a YouTube
cool. All right, let's do this.
Prankster turned predator catcher who was recently arrested during one of his sting operations. The body cam footage showed his full-blown meltdown while being put in the back of a squad car.
I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested.
While he faced a lot of scrutiny, he wisely apologized shortly after. In a video most people saw as
it's generous. It's generous of Tom to describe this as an apology because he never really says the words "I'm sorry," at least about what he really should be apologizing for. It was a piss poor apology.
You coordinated this hit piece against my favorite multi-millionaire. I can never forgive you.
I know, I'm disgusting. Thank you for the 5, Future. We're really hoping, I'll tell you what, we're really hoping that the JiDion, this little shout out, gets our Andrew Callahan video more views, because it's painfully underrated right now. Because we worked really hard on that. But, we'll take a dub as it comes, of course. I mean, it's still awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Sincere.
This is genuinely, and I think what it is genuinely.
What many don't realize is that this is part of a pattern for JiDion, wherein reckless clout-seeking backfires. And in some cases, his actions directly lead to people being victimized by the very creeps he swears to target.
True! He joined my Discord when he was about to do the interview with us. He didn't join. He found a girl in my Discord.
JiDion has been getting himself in trouble from the very beginning of his content creation journey. It's actually why anyone liked him in the first place. After finding some virality on YouTube, doing comedic interviews at his high school, he began exploding in popularity thanks to his prank videos, quickly amassing over 1 million followers on both TikTok and YouTube. While the videos themselves were definitely inflammatory, especially to those who were provoked in them, he still managed to build an extremely successful and lucrative career on YouTube without getting himself into any major public controversy. However, this would suddenly change after he began streaming on Twitch.
I wonder if he's going to talk much about the JiDion, aka religious arc. I don't know if he's ever going to talk about that. I hope he does, because it's very, very interesting. Apparently, he spent 6 months with some weird semi-cult leader. We really wanted to talk about that in our JiDion video, but we decided to make it just about the predator catches. Thank you, Captain Bing Bong, for subscribing.
Only one day after officially becoming a partner on the platform, JiDion was suspended for 2 weeks for violating the website's harassment policy. This suspension came after JiDion saw that fellow streamer Pokimane was live and prompted his viewers to spam L+ ratio in her chat.
I remember that.
Oh, nah, bro.
Bro, please.
No, JiDion.
Poki quickly took note of the raid, initially doing her best to ignore it. However, as it persisted, she began hearing word from her mod team that members of JiDion's community were using the whisper function to privately message members of her chat and send hateful comments, prompting her to end the stream early.
That's so disgusting and evil. What disgusting and evil, horrible behavior. If Spindly ever did this to a female, I would literally never freaking talk to him again because
why would I ever?
Because we believe
Why are you
in
describing
we
me
believe
as
in
this
love
kind of
toward
character?
we believe in love and discipline and respect towards females.
Anytime I come on this stream, you
Right,
fucking,
guys?
like, describe me as
Right,
a
guys?
fucking, like,
Right,
psychopath,
guys?
like,
Hey,
woman
right, guys?
stalking
Right, guys?
piece of shit
Hey,
who,
guys,
like,
right,
kidnaps
guys?
women and
We
tortures
love
them.
women
Yeah,
on
fuck
Himpleton
you, asshole.
channel.
Yeah,
Right,
I
guys?
love women.
Oh, do you? Maybe a little too much.
What are you talking? No, we don't talk about that stuff anymore. The court case was settled. You know this.
Maybe a little too much.
It was settled outside of court.
Okay, well, that doesn't stop me from talking about it. I don't have a fucking.
Settled as in we can't.
I'm not the
find
one
her
with
anymore.
a. I'm not the one with a restraining order, buddy. Okay, let me just put it
Me
that way.
neither.
Yeah, well, okay, well,
A restrain-
then
I have a restraining order.
it sounds like it sounds
I
like
put a
it sounds like
restraining
both
order
of us can
against a
talk
woman
about it. It
because
sounds
she
like both of
wouldn't
us.
leave me alone.
Sounds like both of us can talk about it then, huh?
So let's talk about it.
No,
There's
no, I
nothing
don't.
to
I don't want
talk
to
about.
anymore. I don't want to anymore. I don't like this anymore. I don't like this game anymore.
Okay. Okay.
I've played these games before. Okay,
Oh, you've played these games. What games have you played? Five Nights at Freddy's?
Squid Game.
Like, as much as I can deal with this, I
What the fuck was that sound? Wait, what the fuck? That took me out of
Not
nowhere.
my incel streamer.
Thank you for the 2. Dude, that's dude, Pokimane like
slimed on
killing
stream.
JiDion fans. Pokemon killing JiDion fans off camera.
Prompting her to end the stream early.
What the fuck was this?
Like, as much as I can deal with this,
Someone's trying to get into the house.
Yeah, so anyways, I kind of feel like I'm gonna end stream. Yeah, these disgusting JiDion fans.
Finley messaged me a photo of a knife in my face alongside my address. I will not stand for spindling slander against women.
I mean, you know,
didn't
future,
happen.
I just don't believe you.
I just sent
and
proof.
Yeah, I think you need to send
knows I would never
substantial.
harass men.
You need to send photo proof. Otherwise, you were probably asking for it, and I'm gonna start asking
He
what you
knows
were
that
wearing.
I would never harass a man.
I mean, future, what were you
man.
wearing? Do you think you were asking for it? I don't know.
Lingerie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he
that,
always does.
people for-
She also made remarks about the behavior before signing off, stating, "I think it's against the terms of service to do stuff like that.
Oh,
to send
fuck
your viewers
off.
to on another streamer because Twitch has a harassment policy. Brigading
God,
is
you're
against the rules."
you're such an intolerable bitch. We all
I'm pretty
hate
sure.
you.
I'm tired of being incel's punching bag. Go be sad about yourself and insecure elsewhere. Considering his behavior and
Like, listen, I do not like JiDion, but to call him an incel is so retarded. It is so painfully retarded. Okay, like this was such bullshit. I remember this.
Pokimane standing on the platform, it's no surprise that JiDion was served a 2-week
What if
suspension,
he
but
was
he wasn't
like,
about to
they
take this
throw
lying
insults
down.
and she
Instead,
calls him-
I mean, like, if we're gonna like say that JiDion's behavior was incelly, I think ISHO Speeds was so much worse. Like the whole thing where he like talked about making me a sandwich and stuff, and I think it was an Overwatch game or something like that. And then like the I'm pretty sure in that same stream, wasn't that the one where he talked about like them two at the end of the world, and then somebody was the girl was like, "What if I don't want to have sex with you?" And then he says,
And he said,
"Who,
"Who's gonna stop me?"
who gonna stop me?" yeah,
Starts
which was
screaming,
great, which was
"Who's gonna
great,
stop me?"
which was great. Don't get me wrong, but like
It reminded me of my past.
you know, I mean, that's closer to incel than like something like JiDion just saying Pokimane. Like, get the fuck over yourself.
he continued to provoke both Twitch and Pokimane. Upon learning of his suspension, he changed his Twitter profile picture to an unflattering image of Poki without makeup on. He also
Which is
live-streamed
awesome.
himself giving
Don't get
a
me wrong.
sarcastic
This is
apology
awesome.
in which he pleaded
If JiDion just continued doing stupid fucking content like this, I don't think anyone would really have a problem with him.
with his Nubian goddess for forgiveness.
I love you, Pokey! I love
Like,
you!
this is epic,
I
dude.
love you! Please, Pokey, I was supposed to play Fortnite with Ninja tomorrow.
JiDion also attempted to get his own personal movement going, compelling Twitch to lift their
Fortnite
suspension with a
Ninja tomorrow.
viral Twitter hashtag, #TwitchFreeJiDion. Unfortunately for him, there was also a massive wave of backlash against him, as many described his behavior as misogynistic and hateful. The pressure was building, and ultimately JiDion had to accept his situation and concede defeat. On a serious note, I'm gonna take this L, because what I did really was TOS, but that comeback stream is gonna
That's
be
so
something fresh.
stupid,
Love y'all
though.
boys, banger dropping.
Why? No. See, a real man, this is his biggest mistake here. A real man would have just been like, I did nothing wrong. This was awesome. Okay, I'm not going to do it again because I get that it's like TOS, but it's stupid that it is.
Sunday. The following day, he posted a tweet claiming that he didn't want to rely on negativity to be successful. I don't like petty JiDion. See y'all on Twitch in 13 days. I don't need this attention to grow. Gonna speak to the Pogger community when I'm unbanned. Until then, we back to where we started. Unfortunately for JiDion, the damage
Dude,
Pogger.
me when I speak to the freaking Pogger
had already
community.
been done, and he would never be able to stream his return because he was permanently banned from Twitch. He tried to appeal the decision, but was ultimately rejected, with Twitch stating, "We do not unsuspend accounts for this level of abuse."
For this level of abuse, they said L Pokemon in a fucking chat, dude. Who cares? My God.
Yeah, they'll have Amaranth show her asshole on stream and ban her for like 2 days.
Yeah, but you don't freaking get it, Spinling. It's because like
women are powerful.
Women powerful, men evil.
Suspended all of his options.
And that's why
JiDion
I
has
have to get
notable change of
involved.
heart following this
Set
decision.
this-
While he
set
had
the record
conceded to
straight.
deserving a ban,
True.
he never fully apologized or admitted that he was wrong for what he did. But now he was calling his actions corny and even offered a sincere apology to Pokimane.
See, and this was gay. This was gay. He backed down, and that's gay. Okay, bad JiDion.
Throughout this whole
eyebrows
situation,
look
I did a lot
drawn
of corny stuff.
And his eyebrows look drawn on with a freaking
And
Sharpie.
fucking eyebrows look
Okay.
drawn on. Fucking fella.
And I'm way funnier
Yeah.
than the level I brought myself down to. Poki, I apologize.
Yo, eyebrows
Boys,
is gay.
I'm dropping it, so I'm asking you guys to as well. The two eventually reconciled a year later, collaborating in a video where they ate fried chicken. Ultimately, a wholesome conclusion to
Sounds
the
like
situation
tearing
for
up.
both sides. Particularly
Fuck you, man. Your fucking eyebrows fucking
gay
suck,
ass
man.
eyebrows,
Fuck
dude.
you, man.
Fucking-
Fuck you.
JiDion, who managed to come out of the situation redeemed. However, the situation
He
would not
freaking ate freaking dude. He's just like showing that, like, you know, nice guys never fucking make it, man. You know, like
Fuck you
JiDion
with
got
a weird
fucking
picture of
lunch
a
with
black
fucking
woman painting.
Pokemon,
Fuck you.
dude. JiDion got lunch with the Pokemon. Like, this is fucking awful.
be an isolated occurrence.
Why is he using Chocolate Linus Tech Tips, Marcus Brownlee, for his PFP?
Thank you for the 5. I have no idea.
In fact, it serves as the
Chocolate
blueprint for the
Linus.
JiDion cycle, where he does something inflammatory, faces backlash, doubles down, then faces consequences, apologizes, and ultimately learns nothing from his mistakes. What's more is that he's consistently rewarded for the behavior in the form of views. JiDion continued to wreak havoc at every
True.
opportunity afforded to
This
him
is
for the
true.
foreseeable future. In March of 2022, he attended a Minnesota Timberwolves basketball game and got a haircut while sitting courtside. The gag was relatively inoffensive, and it was ultimately shared on both the team's and the NBA's official social media accounts. However, he would continue upping the ante with every successful stunt. A few months later, he tried a similar gag at the US Open quarterfinal, resulting in him being confronted by security and removed from the venue. Things became slightly more serious in 2023 when he disrupted a class at the University of Houston and mocked a
He's
deaf student
JiDion,
who
man.
came
He's
in
cool.
He was subsequently arrested and charged with
Had
criminal
a
trespassing
stream.
while he was streaming. Rather
All right, thanks.
than taking the situation seriously, he asked the officer if he could take a picture with him for the thumbnail.
Well, if you put your phone in your pocket, man, I'm gonna have to put you in handcuffs. Is it cool if I get a thumbnail? Who? A thumbnail? Before you put the handcuffs on? Well, I'll let you do that once we get to the station, okay, bud? Okay.
These are just some of the many controversies he found himself in, not limited to his removal from other sporting events for unnecessary disruptions. For the most part, there were little to no consequences for JiDion, and many positive benefits to be reaped from behaving this way. But the deeper he fell into his obsession with views and clicks, the worse he became at making sound decisions for his own personal reputation and for the safety of others. Everything I've documented thus far,
That. I mean, that just never a good combo of words to be attributed to you, right?
while some of it is arguably shitty, none of it is that bad, and it could all probably be chalked up to JiDion being an immature dude who got famous.
Yeah, I mean, look, all the prank stuff compared to like the Predator stuff, the prank stuff does not fucking matter, right? Like, I mean, we compare that to the actual harm that comes from like the Predator catching stuff. It's the difference between like a minor nuisance and a genuine problem, right?
his early 20s. However, this behavior ultimately culminated in one of the biggest blunders in the history of content creation. There was a time when the name EDP445 was one of the most beloved.
And this is
on
where it
all
gets
of YouTube.
bad,
Brian Moreland would make
right?
comedic videos about his interests, from the Philadelphia Eagles to his explosive bathroom experiences after eating fast food.
I never was a huge cupcake eater, you know what I mean? Always
A
been a little bit
cupcake?
too sweet for me.
As a result, fans were shocked when he was caught engaging in predatory behavior. While smaller channels like Cold Raven had been talking about it
Unfortunate.
as early as July of 2020, it wouldn't come to a head fully until April of 2021.
And this is a good advertisement for Mike Klum's documentary, which I think is coming out in early August. And, you know, potentially from undisclosed sources that I can't share, might dispute some of the stuff that JiDion was saying on his live stream about it. So that's going to be interesting.
When the now infamous predator poachers confronted EDP in person. During the sting itself, Alex Rosen, at the time going by the alias Chet Goldstein, confronts EDP about the messages he had been sending to his decoy. In the messages, Bryant is under the impression that the girl he is messaging is a minor, and despite that, he continued to message her inappropriately. There are a
He
lot
sent
of
pictures of his shit, dude. It was weird.
funny details about this as well, like him sending her a photo of a
Isn't Mike Klum friends with kid behind a camera? If that's true, Mike Klum, you need to fucking get your act together, buddy.
Log he had just dropped in the toilet. I really can't put into words how insane the messages are if you haven't seen them. This also inspired the viral cupcake meme, as EDP claimed instead of trying to meet up with this girl for anything bad, he just wanted a cupcake. Unfortunately, the sting did not result in an arrest because the police were not involved from the very beginning. Alex and his team simply met EDP, and once they were there, they contacted the police. So Bryant Moreland was never charged. Instead, his only punishment was through thousands of YouTubers exposing and making fun of him. JiDion was very aware of this, and 2 years later, he wanted to do some content of his own about EDP. So he invited him to his public Discord server for an interview,
which is fucking crazy. Fucking diabolical crazy. Like, remember, this is a Discord that is 13 plus, guys. Like, again, this is literally like the analogy that I made when we talked about it a while back before we made the JiDion video. The analogy that I gave is, imagine you have a, it's career day, right? It's career day where like your parents go, say what their career is and everything. And EDP comes in, or, I know the full analogy I gave was like Peter Scully comes in, right? But we'll say EDP for the sake of being a little bit more PG, okay? EDP comes in, and it's like, okay, EDP is going to tell us about his career as a fucking pedophile, right? And then, the teacher says, hey, by the way, I'm going to head out, so can you go ahead and substitute the class for today? Like, hey, it's a bunch of 13-year-olds. Can you go ahead and substitute the fucking class and just have free reign over these children? Great, thanks.
Intended to live stream. We know he invited him to his public Discord server with 130,000 people in it because JiDion showed it on stream, wherein he also showed himself messaging EDP back and forth to get ready. Unfortunately for him, once EDP was in the server, he joined the voice call and then muted himself, demanding that JiDion send him $200 to do the interview.
He switched up and said that he has to get paid to do it now.
How much does he want?
He wants $200.
Well, I'll pay the $200. That's my guy. Let's go.
Obviously, JiDion was not happy about this, given he had been teasing his audience eagerly with the prospects of doing an interview with EDP 445. So he eventually ended the stream, and past this point went on to make other content. But JiDion did not remove EDP from the server, at least not right away. And
okay, see, I mean, again, like, this behavior is insane. This guy's proclivities. This is crazy.
A server with, as I mentioned before, over 100,000 people in it, and no age restriction, meaning many of them were underage. This was in June of 2023, and over the next few months, rumblings began coming out on Twitter and TikTok of some sting that was being conducted. JiDion himself even said on his stream that they had caught someone big, but he refused to say who it was at the time. However, the victim, Kayla Hoskins, ended up leaking what happened to the public before JiDion's video could come out.
The only reason why this is public, because I was going to wait until, like, this was, like, in the court process and everything, but the victim went public with it, so...
He went public with it?
No, the victim.
The victim.
Girl.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
She went public with it. So since she went public with it, I just came out and was just, kind of talking about it a little bit.
The information was released in a video from Kayla herself. She showed many of the strange messages EDP had sent her, basically ruining the novelty of JiDion's video, since now the most juicy information was already out.
But, like, it's hers to release. You know what I mean? It's hers to release. So, like, there's no room for him to get mad about that.
Out there, apart from the actual real-life confrontation, of course. In the lead-up to any of the sting dropping, JiDion was being very weird. On one hand, when people in his chat would ask when it was coming out, he would say only once Skeeter Gene, his longtime collaborator, dropped his version of the sting.
I don't know how many times I gotta say this, but I'm gonna just assume that you guys weren't here for it, but I'm not dropping the EDP vid. It's not coming anytime soon.
Uh-oh.
You're never gonna get it. Unless Skeet drops it.
For some reason, he wasn't eager to release this video. At the same time, when people mocked him for the initial interview being a failure, he would post on TikTok to own them, basically, saying that in the end, they got him in a sting.
Interview has to have been the biggest failure in all of...
So you guys know it's not CGI.
Well, the sting was eventually released, and it was disappointing to say.
It's like the nitty-gritty dram from last week, except this punk brought the Yahtzee pansy dumb freak to the kids. Pardon my evasive wording.
No, I understand what you're saying, and I completely agree with you, Sunday. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, I mean, it's...
What? Did he use assisted speech or something?
What do you mean? What do you mean, Captain C? But thank you for the 2. Yeah, I mean, it's again, like, the weird way that it was released, too. I actually was kind of unaware of this, because we didn't look into that specifically. It's very interesting.
The least. It opens with Skeeter Gene setting the stage, revealing that EDP had been caught messaging an actual minor, not a decoy this time. He also says they had a private investigator take photos of him, and then says that this sting will be different. They weren't able to get him wanting to meet up with a minor, so instead, their plan is to confront him at a doctor's appointment.
I think I don't know what the this even is.
Dialysis, I think, is what the appointment was. Also, vote in the poll so we can figure out what we're going to do next, okay?
But he did send that to the girl. I guess he put some eyeliner on and some lipstick and sent it to her. This is not a filter, by the way.
While EDP is a creep and I feel no pity for him, right off the bat, this is clearly not on par with other stings. The first 12 minutes of the video show them getting advice on how to handle it, and they then find him at his doctor's appointment. He instantly ignores them and walks inside. A few minutes later, he comes back out and tells them to leave, and then goes back inside the building. The police are eventually called, not because they have some evidence to get EDP arrested, but instead because Bryant called them saying he was being harassed.
Yeah, he called. So he snitched on.
Bruh. Just an abject failure. Abject failure.
Bryant called.
Right. So he's just trying to be civil. He doesn't want to cause a big scene, right?
Oh, we're not gonna cause a scene because
We just want to ask him a few questions about this.
No, I understand.
Bryant eventually leaves the building, drives away, and that's the end of the story. But the video itself isn't even close to the biggest issue. There's a reason why I specifically noted earlier that JiDion's Discord server had tens of thousands of people in it, and that minors were present. Kayla Hoskins is the victim being referenced in the sting operation, and she's not a decoy.
Right.
Like Skeeter said, this one is for real. But how did she meet EDP445? Well, she was a huge fan of JiDion, and she was in his Discord server. EDP, after being invited by JiDion to his public server full of children, noticed her profile, found her Instagram connected to it, and messaged her. But you don't have to take my word for it. JiDion will tell you himself.
But the stream that we were supposed to do with EDP, when I was gonna do that interview with him, that was the catalyst for all of this to start. When EDP joined my Discord, when he was about to do the interview with us, he didn't join, but he found a girl in my Discord, right?
Great.
In her Discord, she has her
So you're the reason it happened.
Instagram. So EDP, being the Rizzler that he is, he slides into her DMs and he initiates contact with her.
To be clear, JiDion, on a live
Fucking awful behavior, bro.
that hundreds of thousands of people have watched, publicly admitted that he knowingly invited one of the most infamous creeps in YouTube history to his own Discord server full of children, wherein someone was then victimized.
Miserable.
He goes on to say that
Miserable.
he's happy and sad at the same time.
I'm sad to report. No, actually, I'm happy / sad to report, but he slid in an actual girl's DMs. Like, no
Who
joke.
the fuck, like, that you know would have a career after this, guys?
Oh, the girl is legit years old and he slid in her DMs. I'm not gonna lie, I low-key put EDP on, chat. I'm sorry. I two-man.
I low-key put EDP on. I
With EDP.
two-manned
If it
with EDP, bro.
Wasn't for me trying to do the interview with him, he would have never found her Discord and he would have never found her IG, so.
I honestly could not have put it better myself. JiDion invited this known creep to his Discord server full of minors. One of them was then taken advantage of, and JiDion made a video about it. I don't know what this is called, but to be honest, describing it that way sounds bad enough. In the best possible interpretation,
correct.
this is the most irresponsible thing you could possibly do. Clearly prioritizing clout and content over
And bro
protecting
does not feel the least bit guilty.
I know, he's making jokes about it. Like, it's insane. It's fucking insane behavior.
people from a dangerous individual. He continues joking about it. While I'm definitely not one to cry about people poking fun at a serious subject, to me, these wisecracks speak to the fact that JiDion does not grasp the gravity of what he's admitting to here.
I'm not gonna lie, when I found out that he found her from my stream, this was like...
Thank you so much, Calesto, for the 1 gifted membership. I really appreciate it, man.
Oh, made me hit the Ichigo screen.
And other information leads me to believe this whole thing may have actually been malicious. The following information was documented by a YouTuber named Plubius, who deserves credit for all of this stuff. And as far as I know, all the stuff he's gathered has mostly gone under the radar until now. In the same stream, JiDion says the way he found out about EDP messaging Kayla was from one of his Discord moderators, a guy called Inside. Inside sent a message to JiDion that he had contacted Kayla. From there, JiDion gets on a call with her, and apparently he was able to contact Kayla's mom about it as well. He then says he hit up Skeeter Jean, his longtime collaborator, to prepare for the sting.
Skeet sets up all the EDP catches that we do. He does all the work, he initiates all the contact, he does all the work. All I do is just show up and record.
Okay.
I could have took this for myself and been like, you know what, I don't want anybody else to be a part of this. I want this to be me, myself, and I. But I literally was talking to myself, I was like, I can't do that. Skeet's been too good to me. Skeet's been too much of a real friend to me. If we're gonna do the biggest catch in EDP history, we gotta do it with the GOAT himself. So I hit up Skeet and we pulled up on him.
What a great guy. Anyway, according to Inside, the Discord moderator who contacted EDP about the sting, he actually gave Kayla some advice on how to go about communicating with EDP.
So happy that this worked out, bro.
Wait, here, Inside.
So happy this worked out.
So everybody doesn't think, you know, I paid this girl. Can you tell them what happened?
Okay, so basically, Kayla messages me whenever he starts DMing her, and she's like, yo, EDP is DMing me. And so we got on a call, and I was like, first off, make sure you know, tell your parents, tell the police, all that kind of stuff. And then I was like, yo, I have a fire idea for a video. What if you just
fire idea, bro? I have a fire idea.
I'll tell JiDion all about this, and maybe JiDion can get an IRL interview with EDP because he ghosted us on the
fire idea.
Hey child, hey
kid, what if you like messaged them?
That'll be a fire video, dude. This
yeah,
thing,
literally.
I have a fire idea for a video.
Literally, like what is this? That's just
stares into space
okay.
Said out loud. Once again, not really grasping the seriousness of what's being said. I almost can't put it into words how irresponsible this is. When stings are conducted on creeps, it's always viable to use a decoy, a person who is an adult posing as a child.
Correct.
This is because adults are less likely to be traumatized or manipulated manipulated by the creep in question, and by using a decoy, you prevent a kid from being harmed. But Inside admits it here. He encouraged Kayla to lead on EDP and keep talking to him, which, in other words, means he told this victim to continue messaging the most infamous creep in YouTube
Amazing, amazing, fantastic. We love it.
What if you just lead him on for a little bit, and then I'll tell JiDion all about this?
Maybe this isn't true and Inside is lying to make himself look worse, but JiDion just sits there as he says this and doesn't disagree at all. So to me, that says everything. Not only
Lovely.
that, but Kayla claims that JiDion and Inside and whoever else was involved advised her against going to the police because they wanted their content to be better.
Bro, if that's true, that is horrible.
Single-handedly ruined any arrest. Amazing.
And I mean, thank you for the two. And if this is true about them discouraging going to the police and stuff like that, that's so much worse. If that's true.
Allowing me to go to the police station 2 months prior because it would have ruined their content.
Now, I have no evidence that this specific claim is true, and as a result, I'm not going to take this one and run with it.
Right.
That being said, EDP is not known to be bashful, to say the least. He's a nasty, freaky guy, and as JiDion himself acknowledges, EDP was sending Kayla explicit content.
He sent DPs to a 15-year-old girl.
Not just that, he was making threats of violence towards her. This was revealed in her video talking about what EDP had said to her.
Hello?
If shit goes wrong in any way, shape, or form, give your soul to the Lord.
He literally sent a voice.
Hello?
If this is a setup. Air you and everybody else out, and so we were on high precaution whenever we conducted the investigation in person.
I know it's all a little bit funny because this is EDP 445, but at the same time, this is a creep who has already lost everything and has shown off his massive gun collection before. He almost has nothing to lose. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he would have figured out where this girl lived, hunted her down, and done something horrible. And yet, according to JiDion's top guy, he encouraged her to keep messaging an actual creep. They encouraged her to keep messaging him while receiving explicit photos. Why?
I have a fire idea for a video.
It was for content.
Dude, it's just a fire idea. Exactly. Dude, okay, Tom's hitting the nail on the head here. This is all about content, and he's doing a really good job at wrapping the thesis of it in there of like, this is just content to all of these people. Very true.
He didn't want the sting's existence to be public knowledge before charges were pressed against Bryant. But
Correct.
Once it was out there, he maintained that he had done it the right way, and that EDP would be facing...
Oh, the right way, even though I never contacted police and allegedly discouraged to contact the police. Yeah, that was the right way, guys. That's the right way.
Criminal charges.
Eating at me like so hard.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is actually getting justice as opposed to like the content of
Correct.
it. So hopefully this leads to.
I dropped it too, but I'm most likely probably gonna be going to court with her because.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
Yeah, so like I'm kind of like involved with the case now. Like the authorities, like they have my number and everything.
What's that
they haven't
mean?
contacted me yet. But,
What's that mean?
Yeah.
Well, here's a shocker. EDP was never arrested. He was never charged. In my opinion,
Yeah.
JiDion should be the one in court for inviting this creep to his Discord server
Correct.
full of minors, allowing
Correct.
him to be victimized
Yeah.
and to make content out of it. Ultimately, he didn't get what he wanted. Instead,
I'll tell you what, all of this feels vindicating to hear with all of the fucking fans being like, JiDion's a great man and I love him.
Portland did. Instead of talking to a decoy, JiDion gave him the chance to talk to a real teenage girl and then botched the investigation so hilariously bad that he somehow got away with it again. Good work. There are some other inconsistencies worth addressing as well. For example, JiDion initially stated that EDP sought out Kayla in the first place.
He slid in an actual 50 M's.
She showed me the chat logs and he messaged her first, so.
But according to this comment that Inside left, Kayla apparently sent messages to EDP first. Several of her friends contacted us afterward and told us that Kayla showed screenshots that showed her hitting up EDP first. She begged us to let her be a decoy for a video for clout.
Dude.
This obviously stands in stark contrast to what he said on JiDion's stream. And it makes me think he probably just lied here to cover his tracks. Because in his mind, if Kayla messaged EDP first, then ultimately he was just...
Dude, see, this is where it becomes complicated and annoying, right? It's just, who knows?
10 to 10, instead of encouraging her to maintain contact. Either way, he and JiDion still look pretty bad. All of this was being covered by Plubius back when it happened, and he himself even managed to talk to Kayla about it, who also released a video wherein she reiterates many of the same points. Unfortunately, it never got any mainstream attention, mostly because JiDion was still considered to be in the good graces of the YouTube community. But make no mistake...
Right, and that's the thing, it's like, JiDion essentially, like... He got off scotch-free for so long because people just weren't looking into him the way that they should, right? And that's the truth with so many people like this, so many of these people that we're making videos on, is they have these cult fan bases, and, you know, people just don't care when they fuck up because everybody likes them, right? Like, I mean, this is a thing with Callahan, this is a thing with JiDion, this is the thing with Z-Man. I mean, all of these apply here, right?
JiDion has no business doing predator catching content. He had no business doing it in 2023, and
Correct.
he has no business doing it now with thumbnails like this. What is this? But
Yep.
I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself.
Yep.
Everything I just mentioned happened
Truth
when
note.
JiDion was still at the peak of his popularity, and given he faced little to no backlash, he just continued making content as per usual for a few weeks. JiDion announced the EDP staying on stream on September 3rd, and by the 22nd, he had posted "Turning My Life to Christ." In it, he says he's become far too focused on clout and popularity, and that his pranks no longer align with his mission, making the world a better, more positive place. He cites
Lovely.
specific incident in which
That's
one of his
awesome.
videos cost people their jobs as the reason why things need to change.
That's
And I got the
insane.
prank that got millions of views off of it.
I did not know
So many
about
people
that.
Giving me props, but what a lot of you guys don't know is 3 people lost their jobs because of me. Because
What,
I
dude?
worked there.
You are a shit ass person, dude.
Security officers fired that had been working there for years, all because I wanted to play a practical joke, all because I wanted to entertain you guys. And
You're a bad
that's
person,
evil.
man.
He went on to remove all of the most popular pranks from his channel and says he would be focusing exclusively on a new channel called JiDion, where he would spread the gospel
Hell
to his
yeah.
fans. At the
God
time,
is
the audience was
good.
surprised,
God
but
is
ultimately
good,
commended
Chad.
him on his decision. Given JiDion was a massive YouTuber before he quit, he certainly had enough money that he could live a more low-key life and invest his time into his spirituality. But it didn't last long.
It's been a minute, you know, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. There's no reason to talk about why I've been gone. You guys all know and stuff. But I know the real question is, why are you back, Jid, after all this time? Like a lot of Uncle Sam came.
So it looks like you know, Tom's not gonna really talk about the JiDion era, which is, you know, missed opportunity because it's very, very interesting. I would love to talk about it in a video at some point that's like more a holistic look at JiDion, but you know, we didn't have a place for it in the original video. But it's so interesting.
Around and the boy needs to start making that funny money. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I gotta start making that funny money.
While he jokes that he's coming back for money, he then says that he missed his fans, which is probably the real motivation in a sense. Considering how big his channel was, he easily made millions of dollars, so the real motivation was definitely boredom, or maybe even withdrawals from being without clout for so long. With him officially returning in full swing, pranks ultimately remain a part.
People lost their jobs, some their innocence, some their reputation, and some their hero.
True. That is very true. Thank you for the 5 Sunday. I appreciate it, buddy.
Of his past, as his content took a specific focus on 2 things: streaming and predator catches. As I've already established, JiDion is extremely irresponsible with these catches, prioritizing clout over justice. And ultimately, those posted after his return would be no different. As early as March of 2025, people had been calling out JiDion for his habit of doxing and encouraging harassment towards law enforcement when he doesn't get the results he wants. Here on his community tab, he posts the face of a man that swore to protect his community before attaching a photo of the district attorney presiding over one of his stings. He also posted a
like, chat, when I told you guys that he does this kind of shit all the time and that the examples that we showed were sparse, but there's way more. I was not joking.
Photo of a plaque reading Prosecutor of the Year and what appears to be photos from a Facebook group where locals are saying that this DA supports predators. I'm all for calling out elected officials when necessary, but this isn't exactly the president or a senator. This is a member of the justice system who JiDion is encouraging harassment towards for not convicting someone in a sting he conducted. I'm sure this guy's plate is full of cases, but for some reason JiDion believes his YouTuber status means anything he investigates should be shoved to the front of the line. On July 4th of 2026, a small YouTuber named Himpleton released a video titled JiDion.
Yo, dude. I'm sorry. It's just crazy. It's crazy, you know what I mean? It's so crazy. It feels so epic. It feels so epic and crazy, you know? To get a shout out like this. It feels crazy. It feels crazy. I'm really, oh man, it's really cool.
It should be shoved to the front of the line. On July 4th of 2026, a small YouTuber named Himpleton released a video titled JiDion has always been like this, where he details issues with the stings conducted since the EDP investigation. Himpleton brings up one major concern across many of JiDion's, including him not speaking to law enforcement until during or after the real-life confrontations.
It was during a fake online meetup orchestrated by YouTube creator JiDion and his team posing as a minor. Police say the fake meetup was news to them.
They showed up unannounced and sprung this on us. That's one of the concerns that we have had in the past when we've assisted with others.
Real?
Himpleton now a big shot.
No. I haven't even gotten any, like, you know, listen, it's not even gonna change anything, okay? What? I really appreciate it though.
Party popper.
Yes. Thank you for the 2. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to change anything. It's really, really cool, though. It's really, really, really cool. It's so surreal to see, if anything.
Course of 50 stings Skeeter Gene conducted, he only managed...
Kitten Screamy, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Really appreciate it. Maybe once, maybe finally in this evil Chungus world, Bungles will get a membership. He didn't. But Federal Rape did, and Flen did, and Typhlosion did, and ZM Punk. I don't know who Base Luan is, but I know the rest of you. Thank you for the 2, Cryptid. Listen, I'm not gonna listen. Don't worry about that.
To get 3 arrests in total. This is JiDion's closest confidant who worked with him during the EDP sting, keep in mind.
He says he's done approximately 50 of these stings.
He showed up to our sting house to meet who he thought was a...
He's only got 3 arrests, motherfucker!
Have resulted in arrests.
But easily the most interesting part of the video is the documentation of JiDion repeatedly doxing law enforcement. During one arrest, once JiDion was on the scene, he called the cops. Once they showed up...
It also makes me feel vindicated that Tom also describes this as doxing. That makes me feel good. because that was probably the most controversial part of the video, is that we called it doxing when they're public figures.
Remember us when you blow up Kane.
Thanks again for the 2. That was probably the most controversial part of the video, is describing, like, you know, showing the law enforcement's, like, public information and saying that that's doxing. But I do stand by it, and I explained it last night, and I'm glad that he is on the same page on that.
Were confused as to what to do due to some jurisdictional issues where they weren't sure if they could take action against this alleged creep because the messages initially may have been sent in another city. And additionally, JiDion hadn't contacted the police before the sting, only during it. The cops called the district attorney to figure out what to do.
If we were to follow up with anything with this gentleman, it's gonna get thrown out. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do right now. Okay. Just to cover all.
Been watching you on and off since Mama Max, but now you're my favorite streamer. Very proud of the work and progress you have made, man. Enjoy any fans you get from this. You deserve it.
Well, thank you so much for the 20. I really appreciate it.
As my Chinese uncle said, Wo ji shi gi sui hei de chang jian fan. Don't forget that when you blow up.
Thank you for the 5. Why is it not going on to Google Translate? Just go on to Google Translate. Just go on to it. My God, why did it make it so fucking hard? No, do detect language. What is this? Just do it. Just translate it. Oh. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the 5, buddy. Really fucking appreciate it. Really great. Thanks, man.
Call district attorney and fill him in on all this because we had no clue that you was operating in our city, which, you know, kind of is like
because there's a jurisdiction problem. Before, when you hopped on the call with the DA, you didn't have anything about the chat log. I don't even know what you told the DA. The only thing you could have told them is what you told me.
Here's JiDion acting like a stuck-up brat to the police.
You didn't have any of the information to inform the DA so that they can make a better decision on how to handle it.
Exactly. I told him exactly what you told me.
JiDion, in retaliation, publicizes the name and face of one officer in the video, includes his face in the thumbnail, and accuses him of protecting a predator.
So that's why I am so upset with the performance of Sergeant Blake Howard. And if you also are upset with his performance, I have his boss's information right here. His boss's name is Lieutenant.
Lovely. Let's all make a complaint, guys. Let's all make a complaint.
And let them know they want to talk to internal affairs. Also, to help the head.
So fucking retarded.
Ryan Middleton. Here's his email address right here. And also, here is the district attorney's office. Let them know about Sergeant Blake Howard's performance and how you disapprove of that. And also let them know that you want us to work with them.
I just have to honestly ask who JiDion even thinks he is. This guy is publicly.
Yes! Absolutely. Sorry. Sorry, I like sucked up some spit in my fucking throat. But yes. No, 100%. This guy thinks he's above the law.
Inviting a pet to his Discord server, wherein a minor was then groomed, which he then used to make content and profit financially. This same guy has the gall to put pictures of police officers' faces on YouTube and call for their supervisor to be contacted. I'm sure tens of thousands of children typing
Karen type behavior.
The Missouri City Police Department.
True. Exact points I made. True. Truth nuke. Okay. All of these are points that I made in my live streams. These are so true.
Grasp of the situation. Because JiDion didn't get the specific result he wanted, he believes the best step is to encourage the cops to ignore procedure. He wants the courts to ignore due process. And if they don't, then he'll dox the police to millions of people. I don't want to straight up rip more of Himpleton's video than I already have, so I'll link it in the description for you to check out. But he details how JiDion continues
That's so cool.
To dox a business owner as well for doing nothing wrong.
JiDion basically doxes the owner of the business, despite him agreeing they had nothing to do with the crime that occurred online.
The crazy thing about it is the overseer and the director of the Volleyball Academy Club, and he was already caught up to speed on what was all going on. But he wasn't too happy that the parents were about to come outside and see this whole fiasco. So as the director and protector of children, he had to clean up the mess before the parents came out.
I need you to remove yourself from the front.
In the wake of the more recent controversy around JiDion, a post was made to Pay Money Wubby's subreddit, where the user describes how a city official was harassed as a result of his—
Oh, this is interesting. I haven't heard of this. I haven't heard about this. This is very interesting.
Videos. I work high up in a city government where JiDion came through and pulled one of his famous stings and got into it with our police department. While he was not arrested or anything, sadly, he did pick a fight with a supervisor at the police department and subsequently doxed him to his audience. While I am by no means a fan of the police, having seen the insane amount of threats sent to everyone connected to this person, including family, kids, coworkers, etc., I do have empathy. This person had to up and move his family due to stalkers.
Wow. What is the name of this guy? Many Moons of Spinach. Sending Many Moons of Spinach. Hold on. I'm gonna look into that after stream. That's really interesting. I wonder if that guy would be willing to talk to us and potentially give, like, more concrete evidence. That would be very interesting.
Describes how a city official was harassed as a result of his videos. I work high up in a city government where JiDion came through and pulled one of his famous stings and got into it with our police department. While he was not arrested or anything, sadly, he did pick a fight with a supervisor at the police department and subsequently doxed him to his audience. While I am by no means a fan of the police, having seen the insane amount of threats sent to everyone connected to this person, including family, kids—
We're wanting to make a follow-up. The problem is JiDion hasn't released his video that he's been alluding to that we think is worthy of a follow-up, so we're kind of waiting on that.
coworkers, etc.
Might do that in between my next video that's going to be a collab video and the Z-Man video. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes JiDion to release this video.
I do have empathy. This person had to up and move his family due to stalkers, bomb threats, and crazy JiDion fans finding the kids at school.
That's
While this
crazy,
specific claim has
if
not
it's
been
true.
directly verified, we know for sure that JiDion fans have sought out the social media profiles of law enforcement to pester them, based purely on JiDion's expert understanding of U.S. legal code and nothing else. Since early 2023, JiDion has concentrated his sting content under the name EDP Watch, a name that's kind of ironic considering what I know now, but whatever. It even has its own paywalled website where JiDion advertises that you can pay him a monthly subscription to hear what these creeps want to do to their victims.
Lovely.
You want to watch EDP Watch episodes early and completely uncensored, so you want to listen in on these disturbing one-on-one calls we have with these monsters.
Do you usually like rub your
Well, see, it's disgusting if true, you say. The worst part about it is, Humored Slinger, it just wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. It truly wouldn't. Like, it just wouldn't surprise me. You know, in terms of the behavior that we saw and that we documented, it would very much fall in line, right? So,
May 12th of 2026, JiDion released his latest catch, which was done in collaboration with Alex Rosen. As discussed earlier, Alex orchestrated the first sting on EDP 445, which was ultimately botched. However, since then, he's developed a strong reputation as a legit catcher, with him claiming to have arrests in all 50 states and convictions in 41. JiDion worked with Alex to catch Hullo, a looks-maxing TikToker. They paid a direct visit to his apartment, where he proceeded to
we covered this. I remember this.
Explicitly confessed to his crimes while giving detailed context as to how he downloaded illegal material to his phone. About a week before JiDion's video went up, the local police took Hullo in and charged him with 15 counts of possession. This was a successful catch by all means, and one that got JiDion a lot of praise. But his collaborator ultimately got him into hot water.
But at the same time, the way that he conducted himself during that catch was, again, still a sign of that pattern of behavior, right? Like, he conducts himself in such a stupid way, and if that Looksmaxer guy hadn't been a giant retard, honestly, I don't think that would have resulted in a confession and arrest. I think he got very lucky on that one.
Alex Rosen is almost equal parts creep catcher and equal parts far-right activist. This is not and has never been a secret. I could list a ton of stuff he's done in lieu of his politics.
So when you hear,
ma'am, I have a question. So Pfizer has the biggest criminal fine in history. So how is it anti-science to not trust them?
JiDion had to have known this and was willing to work with him despite it, because in his view, his work superseded his controversial stances. He knew about—
Well, and he also gave this bullshit excuse, which I don't know if Tom's gonna mention, but like he gave this bullshit excuse where essentially like it was this bullshit where he's essentially like, I thought I could change him. I thought I could change him, bro. I thought I could change him.
About it vaguely as far back as 2022, in fact.
Like, that's why they're good at their job. You know, I think the dude that called him was like found out to be racist or something.
Yeah, racist as a motherfucker.
But like, you know,
and they deleted his channel too.
Yeah, I'd rather, you know, I'm glad YouTube got to him too, but like, you know, I'd rather be out the streets than
Well, if you're aware of Chud the Builder, then it's not a surprise that Alex supported him. Chud, real name Dalton, became infamous for streaming while calling black people the N-word to their face. Eventually, he ended up shooting someone. Some argue it was self-defense, some, including the state, argue it was attempted murder. It's currently tied up in the courts. Alex Rosen argues that he was innocent, so much so that he donated $10,000 to Chud's legal defense fund. I encourage everyone to donate what they can if you care about free speech, he wrote. Given how controversial Chud the Builder is for the most obvious reasons, and the fact that JiDion has a lot of viewers who hate him, he started facing backlash for working with Alex. This mounted in JiDion posting a video announcing that this would be the end of their work together.
But then he did something even—
Which is so, like, I don't know, it's such virtue signally bullshit, because in actuality, right, in a live stream, the guy later said that he would happily, you know, retweet and continue potentially, like, aiding Alex on catches. Like, he's literally just saying this for the audience.
a step beyond. He went and donated $10,000 to Chud the Builder's bond so that he can be back free on the street. And I just cannot tolerate that, and I do not respect that, and I have to make a stand.
But as many people pointed out, this response is extremely disingenuous. Alex Rosen is not just some casual right-wing dude. He's been openly far-right for his entire career. JiDion frames it like he was naive in choosing to hang out with Alex because he thought he would change.
Now, also, I want to take accountability. Now, a lot of—
And I remember I got some level of flack for that take initially, because like I was like, this is so performative and it's such nonsense, and he knew about this the whole time. Like, I understand that like the, you know, Chud the Builder thing is like something you can't really come back from, but like, my God, dude.
People are calling me out saying, JiDion, you knew he was like this before you even met him.
Correct.
You still decided to associate yourself with him. And I have to—
Just true.
You know, I am the person to where I naively believe that people can be better.
But what reason would he have to believe that?
You can't say fucking live stream. It's bad, dude. They're gonna get offended and report us. Oh, what is wrong with you?
I'm not saying he can't be friends with Alex Rosen or do work with him. I don't care. One time I met Alex Rosen in real life and ate barbecue with him. He covered me in olive oil,
Epic.
rolled me around in breadcrumbs, and
What?
tickled my tummy. True story. The reason JiDion kept working with Alex is because he did all the hard work for his catches. And at the time, it was
Exactly.
convenient
Yep,
to have him
that's
around.
right.
Back when he did catches with Skeet or Gene, Skeet was the one doing all the work.
Skeet sets up all the EDP catches that we do. He does all the work. He initiates all the contact. He does all the work. All I do is just show.
I would imagine that becomes tiresome after some time, right? Like, you essentially just employ a dancing clown who says funny stuff every once in a while, and that's his only use. You do all of the other work. That sounds like hell, personally.
Up and record.
And once he saw how effective Alex was at getting convictions, he relied on him for the majority of the work.
So I looked and scoured the internet. And
What?
Thank you for the
Happy
5.
birthday, Vic.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I've been asking Vic to come on stream, but I don't know.
I started watching Alex's videos, and I came to find out that he is the best out of all of us, and that still stands true today.
Naturally, JiDion's dishonesty garnered a lot of hatred, with comment after comment calling him out for tolerating Alex's politically incorrect, to say the least, behavior when it was convenient for him to do so. Given everything we've seen so far, it should be no surprise how his most recent sting operation turned out. Skeeter Gene decided to bring some personal baggage of his to the predator catching world. Back in late 2025, Skeet began what eventually became a series of videos exclusively focused on his uncle Joe, who he accused of financially exploiting as well as physically harming multiple elderly family members.
Because this has been going on for some time.
No, I don't owe you an explanation for.
I mean, are you just gonna act like an immature baby the whole time? Like every time I try to talk to you?
I also don't have to talk to you.
Well, I understand you.
These videos got millions and millions of views for Skeet, and JiDion, being the God-fearing man he is, knew he needed to be involved. And the lead up to his arrest, JiDion had been doing a series of streams on Kick, wherein he would stream inside the house Joe was squatting at until he left. In one particular broadcast from the 22nd of June 2026, JiDion and Skeet can be seen talking to a group of fans who claim that Joe had thrown a rock at their car that cracked its windshield, and that they caught it on video.
Wait, hold up. He broke this windshield, right? Bro, Joe threw a rock and broke this windshield.
Despite this being the case, JiDion thought it was appropriate to convene a public manhunt to go after Joe. Without a care in the world for the
great
fact
idea.
that whenever groups of his fans turned up, many of them were teenagers. Immediately following a moment where he briefly meets a couple of these teenage fans, he's told that Joe is hanging out at the local McDonald's.
Yo, someone just said that he's at McDonald's.
From a super chat, mind you. He's just trusting the super chat.
Then he proceeds to use this information in the wisest way possible. He tells 3 of what looks like teenagers on bikes to do recon and see if Joe is really there.
Yo, check them.
I mean, teenagers is pretty generous. They couldn't have been older than like 14, 15. No fucking way.
McDonald's, and let me know. Yeah, check McDonald's. Is he in there? You don't see him? Wait, car coming.
If they don't even know what Joe looks like, they definitely don't know that he's a dangerous person. But JiDion doesn't think twice before sending them his way. As they approach the McDonald's, the cops were already waiting for JiDion to tell him he's not welcome.
Base and true.
McDonald's is not wanting on the property. You guys have to leave. Who's you guys? Can you be more specific? You. So they said these people? Him, yes.
How did that super chat get it right? Maybe, I mean, it happened to be somebody who actually knew.
Blood spits
right?
debate now.
Yeah, he probably does. I don't know. I guess we'll see. There's not much left in the video. There's only 9 minutes left.
You guys cannot be on the property. Hey, do you guys want some McDonald's? Y'all want to go inside real quick? Yeah.
The cop tries to explain to JiDion that him being prevented from entering the McDonald's has nothing to do with protecting Joe, but of course it falls on deaf ears, as JiDion employs the tried and true strategy of accusing the cop of protecting a criminal.
Okay. You're gonna be arrested for trespassing if you go in there. Bro, you don't have any, no offense, officer, but you genuinely have nothing better to do.
Do you have nothing better to do, officer? It never gets old. It really never gets old.
Property, you guys can be arrested for trespassing. Okay, we'll leave the property, but I'm just trying to figure out, do you have anything better to do? Because this is like a... Yeah, they told you earlier that they don't want you guys on the property, so you guys gotta leave. Because you've been camping out there for 20 minutes, wasting taxpayer dollars. And therefore, you guys need to leave. What? It's crazy how you don't arrest a squatter.
Get over it, dude.
JiDion truly believes that whenever he's going after a bad person, he can simply do no wrong, and is thereby allowed to inconvenience or hurt anybody who stands in his path. If this situation hadn't ended in JiDion's arrest, he probably would have doxed this police officer and begged his fans to call his supervisor.
True.
Instead of leaving, JiDion continues to tell everyone he's driving into the McDonald's parking lot about Joe.
You try to get some McDonald's? Yeah. Let's see if there's some McJoes in there. Yeah, go inside and see if Joe's in there.
And despite being told by the cop that him and his crew weren't welcome, he thinks he's cleverly found a loophole by strapping someone else with a camera vest and sending them into the McDonald's.
Should we give them the camera?
From 1 to 10, how much do I love JiDion? 0.
He's just sitting in there? Be very careful. Just wear this.
Yeah, nothing better to do, and it's literally just his fucking job. Exactly.
The cop warns that what JiDion's doing is still not allowed, but instead of acquiescing, he starts jumping and screaming like a kid having a tantrum.
Yes! True!
You didn't trespass him, so shut the up!
The person wearing the vest is sent into the McDonald's and then instantly called back before he makes it inside because the cops pull up right next to JiDion and his crew and start cuffing them.
Officer, what are you doing?
At this point, JiDion's camera no longer captures anything good. Fortunately, a YouTube channel called Code Blue retrieved the body cam. JiDion proceeds to do almost everything you're not supposed to do during an arrest, besides reaching for the officer's gun. As the cops begin to wrangle him, he does his best to make himself look as bad as possible.
This is a violation of rights.
I'm a multimillionaire.
Somebody that never went
Guys, he's a multimillionaire.
Now, they are arrested children that never went inside of a McDonald's.
What's funny to me is how quickly he starts pulling out the "their children" card when the cops are
Yep.
arresting them. But
Even though they were not children.
Mind that they were kids when he was telling them.
Yeah, right. And he didn't care when he was telling them to go into the fucking McDonald's with the evil man who supposedly throws rocks at cars. Right.
Obey law enforcement and enter a McDonald's to record an insane, violent squatter. As reality sets in, JiDion tries to tell the cops the charges won't stick because he's a multi-millionaire.
Do you guys really think this is gonna stick? Sure, do you want to waste your DA's time? I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested.
When this
You
fails,
will be
he resorts to
arrested,
his final,
officer.
Most devious and ingenious master plan, saying he is so Rubenesque, so portly, in such a calorie surplus that the officer is hurting him by putting him in the squad car.
I can't even fit in here.
Get your foot in.
Officer, I can't even fit in here.
Get your foot in.
How are you gonna arrest somebody that never even been on the property?
You're under arrest for being disorderly, not for being on the property. Put your foot
Officer, I can't fit. Have you guys consulted with the DA?
We don't have a DA.
I don't think Saul Goodman could even come up with this defense.
Officer, I'm simply too
Fat to be put under arrest.
You're just gonna have to let me go.
After disobeying police orders and telling others to do the same, being hostile to the cops, bragging about being a multimillionaire, and attempting to delay his ride down to the station because he couldn't scoot.
He can't scoot. Okay.
JiDion proceeds to
It's
ignore
actually
his
very
Miranda rights
disturbing and
because he literally
horrible.
doesn't stop speaking for 1 second as the cops take him to processing. Yapping about how he's going to sue the department for violating his constitutional rights doesn't do
Dude,
much, as JiDion ended up with misdemeanor charges of stalking and breach of peace and was facing 93 days in jail. Meanwhile, the kick stream went on for a while after JiDion was taken in. And when Skeeter Jean showed up, it seems like even he realized that JiDion had gone a little bit too far.
Really?
JiDion was doing way too much, though.
Yeah.
I should have told him not to even pursue it when we found out he was at the police station. Because I kind of knew. I had a feeling it wasn't going to go well. Yeah, I had a feeling.
This incident didn't seem to have much of an effect on JiDion's
Uh-oh.
morale, as he came back the next day with another stream. The first portion of this comeback is the court proceeding which resulted in JiDion and the 3 others being released on bail. But about half an hour into it, it turns into a typical stream, and it's clear that he hasn't reflected at all since his arrest, as he was now organizing a protest against the police department.
And I'm sure this is so great, right? What a great idea.
He's still trying to be clever and continue his pursuit of Joe without being punished for it.
Here, please do not do that. Nobody do that. I mean, I can't control what you guys do, but nobody do that. Or I'm not telling any of y'all to do it.
Okay, you're not.
I actually want you guys not to do it.
Okay.
Wow.
Can you please not?
Incredible.
Ultimately, JiDion is right when he says that the charges he and the 3 others got were relatively minor. Instead, it was his reputation that was taking a hit. Before the Code Blue video that highlighted all of his worst moments, his own chat was already cooking him for the "I'm a multi-millionaire" thing.
Yep.
Oh, my multi-millionaire, by the way.
Deservedly so.
We please chill with that, man.
It seems like now that he's actually having to feel just a tiny bit of backlash for his absolute recklessness, he's already changed his tune and doesn't want to be a menace anymore.
Seeing all these drama channels making their videos, like, yeah, you know,
And this is what happens. This is the JiDion cycle, as Tom showed earlier in the video.
I feel like my rights got violated or whatever, but like, bro, you know, I think it's like a weird situation, and I thought it was like a fun moment for us. But then it's like, I feel like all these other people are taking it, and like, JiDion went too far, and da-da-da-da-da, and people are taking it into this whole...
When the Code Blue video did come out, it got even worse, as it was promptly reacted to and covered by Critical and plenty of other commentary channels, where they lambasted him for being a whiny Karen and endangering his fans by sending them after Skeeter Jean's lunatic uncle.
I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you. I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested.
Oh, that's minus 1,000 aura.
A day after Code Blue posted their body cam footage, JiDion reacted to it and said that he was broke.
I did not know that paying for 4 people...
That was the funniest part about this, is like his actual defense here was like, well, guys, don't worry about it. I'm broke.
Legal fees would result into something like this, but this is actually my bank account. Like, no lie, right hand on the Bible.
Guys, I'm broke, so actually I'm not a multimillionaire, so it's
With any
okay.
video about JiDion having its comment section peppered with "I'm a millionaire" memes. With enough public pressure, it's time we reach the final phase of the JiDion cycle, the apology. While saying the word genuinely 24 times over a 16-minute period, just in case you thought he was being dishonest at any point.
Yo, what's good, y'all, man?
True.
So,
gotta make sure that we know that he's genuine.
Genuinely was in the plot. Genuinely.
We had to know.
Genuinely, like, this was a very humbling experience that I really needed. And I genuinely so.
He chalks up all of his bad behavior to live streaming, saying that the chat approval enables his worst personality traits, while the entire comment section posted memes about, I'm a millionaire, genuinely. His return to creep catching content has been pretty successful in terms of sheer numbers, but I'd argue it's only a matter of time before he does something stupid again. JiDion ultimately hasn't changed much since he was a prank.
Just wait, we're waiting on this next video by JiDion. We'll see if it's stupid.
He began his career as a nuisance to others, with reckless disregard
Flog critical for saying that.
for how his actions affected them, so long as he got the views he wanted. Ultimately, that's the same mentality he took to his sting operations. He knowingly invited an infamous creep to his Discord server full of children, and when the most expected thing possible happened, he just tried to make content out of it.
I'm not gonna lie, I low-key put EDP on, chat. I'm sorry.
This is funny.
Stings, he dogs his police officers when he
I helped a child get groomed. This is funny because it's funny and it's yeah.
Doesn't get his way, acting as if he's some authority. He sends his young fans to mess with a dangerous squatter, all to be live streamed so he can farm donations and clip it later. And when facing the consequences of his own actions, what does he default to?
I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want.
This guy should not be doing sting operations, and to be honest, I'm surprised the EDP sting didn't end up with JiDion in civil court. I've been Turkey Tom, thanks for watching, and until next time,
Good video from Tom. Good video from Tom.